Hi everyone, I'm Marie. Welcome to Crafty Landing, and I think we are on day 12 of the Summer Simples, revitalizing your crafting. So we're here, we're on day 12, and that's me, Crafty Landing, and I'm sharing the day with Wendy over at Little Nest Crafts. So please don't forget to go over and have a look at what Wendy's doing as well. I have no idea what she's doing, so that will be a nice surprise for me as well. Now, I was thinking about using envelope windows for my prompt, my theme. However, lots and lots of other creators have used envelopes for sharing some of their ideas. So I've kind of changed my mind a little bit, but I'm going to show you lots of examples of what I've been up to, and then I'm just going to create one or two of them with you to give you the idea. So it's hashtag Crafty Summer Simples if you're following along. The playlist will be in the description box below. Please leave a thumbs up, like, and a comment if you'd like to. That would be really appreciated. And if you're a subscriber already, hi and thank you. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing. That would be brilliant. So let's get straight to it. So underneath here, ta-da, is what I've been up to. So my prompt that I thought I would do is window wonders. So lots of things that could be done with windows. So let's just have a look. Ta-da! So this is what I did first, and it is an envelope window. So I did this thinking, oh yes, I'll do this idea for one of my window wonders. But then, as I said, lots of creators have done things with envelopes already, so I sort of have done other things. But this was the original one I made. There's the long tag that goes inside, and this image here is the one that can be seen through the envelope window just there. And I used this beautiful blue floral paper, and I cut out some of the flowers individually and stuck them over the corner of the envelope window here. You're going to have to forgive me. I don't know which kits the papers have come from. The collaboration is with Rachel, and also Angela Kerr. So those two have provided the kits, and I can't remember whose is who. So I'm really sorry about that. But everything you see here has been made with those kits. So that was one of the windows. And if you turn over here, I've sort of folded the envelope in places, and I've got a pocket here. Let me find something to show you that it's a pocket. So we've got a pocket in there, but we've also got a pocket here. And I edged that pocket with lace there, and I also edged the end of it with lace here as well, and staggered the papers. So that was one of the ideas that I was going to do, but I went away and I made some more. So the next one that I made was this one. And again, it's a long window tag. However, this one wasn't made with an envelope. This one was made with just a piece of the backing papers that I folded over, sort of like almost like a trifold, not a double fold, almost like a trifold. And I used a circle die, or if you haven't got one of those, you could use a compass or even a circle punch, because once you've circle punched one of them, you've then got the circle that you could draw around for the next one and the next one. So I just sort of found my center line and cut out 3 circles there. And I cut out some of the little bits from the kit, and I backed it with lace and a little flower. And again here I cut out those suitcases and boxes. Again, the little flower and those suitcases there. And the teacups on it. Oh God, they're gorgeous, aren't they? And you can see that I sort of thought about the pictures, because when you pull out the tag through from the, you can see that those circle pictures are behind the windows. And the window I made from like a Polly Pocket. I think they're called Polly Pockets. You know the sleeves that you put A4 paper in? Well, that's, I just used one of those for the windows, and I just glued it behind. That one could do with the backing decorated so that it's not white. I forgot to do that. But never mind. Once the tag, oh, and journaling space on the back. And once the tag is in there, you've got those 3 beautiful pictures that pop through the window. So that was my second idea. And then I went away and I did a few more. And this one is just to size. I like making traveller's notebook sizes. So this one will fit in a traveller's notebook. I think it's about 4 by 8, something like that. And again, I cut out the windows with the die cuts that I've got, but you could use a compass. So that window is slightly bigger, so that circle there is bigger. And this time I put tracing paper. You could use vellum inside the window there. Again, clustered it with some of the images from the kits. These might be from the little mini pages or the individual pictures, but I also like looking at the tags and things to see what pictures are on the tags, and sometimes I will cut things out from the tags if I want to. And again, I've backed it on to some of the flowers that I've cut out from the backing papers, and decorated the back. So this one will open out, one of the tabs here to pull out. And the circles that we originally cut out, I've used here on the front of this card here, journaling space. These have got lines on, so that could be for writing. And I've just clustered it up. So I've stuck the circle in place. I kind of made the journal card and then I pushed it back inside the pocket and got those, oh no, it won't go in, and got those circles, and sort of just by eye thought about where I wanted to put them. So I sort of put the circle back in there and I had enough room. I was like, oh yes, that goes there, and I just, you know, sort of roughly, carefully put them back in and then glued them in place. So that's using the bits that you'd cut out. So that's that one. Let me put that back inside there. It's a bit of a tight squeeze, but it does go in nicely, as you can see. So that's that one. And then I made this one. And this time I've used acetate for the window. So you can see there, that's the back of the window. And I've sewn with my machine around the edge of this one and clustered it up. She's come from one of the little square journal cards, and I've just cut her out. And again, I've cut out one of the flowers from the backing papers. And this one, I kind of thought you could use it just to hang, or even cluster with some other tags on a page. So if you imagine your A5 journal, and that could be just sort of there, and it just adds a little bit of interest to your page. And if you had another tag to go with it and put a bold pin or something through there, you'd have 2 or 3 dangly tags there, and I just think that makes a nice bit of interest. And when I made that one, I kind of got thinking about the focal point, and I came up with this idea. So I made the tag very similar to this one, but the tag shape's just slightly different. And then I used another one on the inside and made the tag, but then I've used a brad or a split pin through one of Rachel's larger tags, and it just will sort of open up like that. And again, it just adds a bit more interest to the original tag. So I focused on the lady there, with the doggy, and you can just see the dog in the corner. And I've cut out one of the mini watering cans from the mini kit, backed it onto some card just to make it pop a little bit, and you can use that to help swing the tag out. And I've backed it onto some white card on that side, so that could be for journaling space, or of course you could back one of the other papers onto there. But I just thought it added a little bit of interest to a tag that you've already got, and it is acetate again. So I quite like that idea, and it's hiding the brad because you put that through before you put the backing on. So it's these three that I thought I would show you today. But instead of using tracing paper for this one, we're going to use acetate for all three. Now I have got things ready, so it will be a bit quicker, and I'll explain to you sort of the process along the way. I will be pausing the video in places and coming back to you if it needs sewing with my machine or inking or anything like that, because you don't want to sit there and watch me do that, do you? So let's get cracking. So, let me keep this one here because this is the one we'll do first. Okay, so the size of this one, as I said before, is about 4 by 8, and I needed it to be, hang on, let me think. Yes, I think so, and you need 2 of those for front and back. And the way we're going to do this one is, let me get everything that I've got ready here. Okay, I've got all my bits ready for this one here. So the way we're going to do it, let me just move my bits out of the way and show you. I'll move my acetate out of the way as well. So I started off with a piece of white paper, which I'm going to use as my backing. And let me get my board here, my cutting mat. And it is 8 by 7. Yeah, 8 by 7. Okay, so that piece there is 8 by 7 inches. Okay, and then I went and cut a piece of the pattern paper the same size, so 8 by 7 inches, and I've cut another piece but half, so that will be 3, and if it's 8 by 7, it'll be 4 by, let's just hang on, let me get my arm and come up. Yeah, 4 by 7. Why is that a bit bigger then? Anyway, we can trim it down. So you need a backing sheet, a backing piece as well. If that's folded in half, you need something for the back, okay, which is, oops, there. So something for the back. And this one, that's the full size, is going to go inside the pocket so that you have something to see through the windows. And that side is going to help keep the acetate in place, because what we're going to do, we're going to do the cover, which is strips of paper, and then we're going to run it through the die cut machine. But I don't want to glue the back piece on yet because the acetate has to slide through. I'll show you what I mean. So let's, for the start, let's glue the back on. So I'm just going to glue, probably making no sense to you, am I, at all? But as I go through, hopefully it will become clear. So I want some patterned paper on the back, so I'm just going to glue this one down. So the way I do it is I always use a stick glue in the middle and then a wet glue around the edge. I don't know why, I've done that for years. I must have seen it somewhere, I must have seen someone do it somewhere. So that's going to be my back, so I know that that's got to go on there. I'm going to open it up though. Okay, so that's my back piece, like that. So I'm going to stick that on there. So that's my back piece. I'll link and things once I know it's all on there. Okay, and I'm going to glue the inside, but only half, the same side, the same half that I've glued the back onto. Okay, I'm not going to stick that bit on the front, inside front yet. I'm just going to stick it here on the back. Okay, and the reason why I'm not sticking it all down is because I need the front left open for a minute to slide the acetate through once we've got our window holes in there. So again, wet glue in the middle, and I just use a stick glue in the middle, and I just use wet glue around, and then I'm going to glue that half about there. Put it over just a little bit. There we go. I'm going to trim it afterwards if it needs trimming. So now we should have the back covered, yes, and the inside back covered, yes. Okay, but not our inside front. That is still loose at the minute. Okay, right now I want to decorate the front, and the front has got strips of different papers, so almost like scraps really. So to do that, I've chosen some bits here that I had left over from last time. I think they might be the same. So the pink patterned, the blue, and another pink. So kind of the blue separates the pinks. If I put the pinks together, they would probably be too blended in. Yeah, so I'm going to put the blue in between to separate them up. So I'm going to trim off 3 bits. So I'm just going to get my trimmer. Okay, turn your volume down if you don't like the sound of the trimmer. So I'm going to do about 2 inches for each one. So that's 2 inches, and that's 2 inches, and the other pink one also 2 inches. So let's go about, that's 2 inches there. Okay, so I've got those now, and I'm going to tear the edges of them. So that's going to go there, then the blue, then the floral. Okay, but I want to tear and ink them. So I'm just going to, okay, just with my fingers. And this is what I do when I'm a little bit lacking in motivation. I will just get a piece of paper and I will do something with it, like tear it. So this one is a good way of doing that, and just stacking the papers on top of each other but with a towed edge, and just cover a plain piece of paper with it and just see what happens. So that's going to go on there. Then I want my blue edge, so again I'm just going to tear the edge. It's very satisfying, isn't it, tearing paper? I think it is. And you don't need anything. You can just sit at your craft table, wherever you craft, at a desk, at a table, on your lap, because you don't need anything to tear a piece of paper. Just your fingers and a bit of paper to tear. So, and again, the last one, tearing towards you. I don't know if you know this, but when you tear something towards you, it leaves a white edge, the core of the paper. if you tear away from you, you don't get that white edge. So I like having the white edge, so I actually find it easier tearing towards me as well. It's just the way my hands and my brain works, I suppose. Like that. Okay. So now I want to ink so that each of the edges show up, and I'm using aged mahogany, which I find go lovely with these papers. So a bit of ink on that one, bit of ink on that one. I'm not going to do the ends too much because these papers are slightly larger than my pocket at the minute, so I will be trimming them off at the end, which means I can then ink the end up in a minute. Let's get that ready. So now, how did I have it? I had it like one on there. So I'm just going to mark. I want to cover over the end a little bit because I don't want the white underneath showing. So I'm just going to mark there where that one is going to be. There and there. And then this one is next. And I'm not going to mark that one yet because I just want to position them to make sure one doesn't look out of place. For instance, if it was like that, I wouldn't like that. Too much pink here, so I want to spread them out a little bit. So I'm going to go about there. So I'm just going to take that one off a minute, and I'm going to mark on where this one needs to be. There and there. And right now I can glue. Okay. So I'm just going to glue down there, and then wet glue for the edge. Okay, I might open this one up for a minute. Okay, so I'm going to pop that one like that. There we go, that one is going to go there. Okay, and now it was the blue. So again, a bit of glue, and here, and a bit on the pink, because I know it's going to go over the pink one a little bit. So the blue, find those marks there, and then finally the pink one. Blue, because I know it's going to go over the blue a little bit. Make sure I've got the edges right, and then stick that one on like that. Okay, so we've got this far. So let me just fold it back up a minute. There we go, and I'm going to get my cloth, and I'm just going to wipe those a minute. I'm just going to adjust the brightness. I don't know if I'm too bright. There we go, let's try that. I don't know if it's made any difference at all, but we'll see. So that there on there, and that's the back. Okay, that's going to be stuck down there when we're ready, and that's the inside and the back. So I need to trim the excess strips off. 1, 2. 3. Oop. And again on this side. 1, 2, 3. Now I can ink. Just get rid of this bit. Okay. Right, into the bin they go. Now I can ink the edges, and I can ink the back bit as well. So let's get my aged mahogany back. Okay. love this colour. This aged mahogany is lovely. Okay, and I'm just going to do the middle, I think, as well. Give that a bit of colour so that it's on each side. And I can see the underneath of the torn edge here, so I'm just going to give that a bit of an ink as well, because that's the opening to our pocket, what will be our pocket. So I'm just going to let that ink dry a little bit more. Okay, and I'm going to make sure that I've got my acetate here. I have. You won't be able to, you might just, there you are, that's the acetate. And why I haven't stuck that one on is because the acetate is going to go in there through the wind to make the windows, and then I'll be able to stick down that one. And I'm actually also going to be sewing all the way around. Okay, so that's why I haven't done that yet. That's the acetate ready. Now I need to open it up, because my windows, I am going to use die cut. Remember, you could find anything of a circular shape, or a compass. You could use a compass and draw your circles and cut them out. This one, I had the small circle at the top and the large one down the bottom, and I think I'm going to do that again. So I'm just going to position that on there and that there. Now, I did use low tack masking tape to hold my circles down for this one going through the machine, but when I pulled the tape off, it did leave a little bit of a mark and tore some of the paper away. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do this time. I might use a bit of washi and see if a bit of washi tape might help. Let me see, let's just get some here that might, okay, that might work. Okay, I've got some here. What I might do, yeah, it's quite low tacky. I might just do that a couple of times. Oh my god, right. And that may not even hold it. Right, so I want that one there, and remember, the side that cuts has to go on top of the bit that you want cut. So I want that one there, like that, and this one, it's just, the tape is just to hold it in place, isn't it really? I might just do two bits here. I know that I'm going to be putting a bit of a cluster there, so if I hold it there, and actually I might be putting a bit of a cluster there, so if I hold it that side too. This one I might just do a little bit here and hope that it doesn't leave any marks. Okay, now I need to keep this open. I need the backing one to cover as well, because the holes have to go through there, so I need it completely open, and I'm going to put it through my machine like this. So I'm just going to go and do that now, and I'll come back and show you. Right, so I've run that through my electric die cut machine, and now I'm just hoping my tape will gently, oh, it's caught some of the paper, will gently peel. Oh, it's caught the paper like that. Look, see, it's caught the paper. Right, we'll have to cover that bit up. No worries, we'll sort that out. Probably means it's caught the paper here as well. Yeah. Okay, good job I'm not using these circles this time that I've cut out. I did last time, but I'm not this time. Let me move that out of the way. That's my little circle. So it's probably happened with this one too. I might keep, because the washi tape is pink, I might keep it on there for this one. What a pain. I don't know. If you've got suggestions, please let me know, because this really is annoying. Yep. Right, this one is probably, I'm just going to try and, right, yeah, that tape can stay on there. Okay, I'll leave that for a minute and take it out in a bit. Right, so they are our windows, and it also means that my backing piece has also been cut out, and I know that they're in exactly the right place. Okay, so I'm going to now ink this up before I put the acetate in there. So I'm just going to ink my windows. Probably needs a smaller blender, but never mind, that's that one. Let me get inside that one. Okay, so a bit more ink. Let's ink around there and ink around there. Right, that's my windows all inked up, lovely. And now I need my acetate put in. So let me get my acetate back. I'm just going to cut a little bit off because it's too big. Yep, it is a bit too big. Let me cut a bit of it off. Like so. Oh, where's it gone? There it is. Okay, sorry if you can't see, but I'm just positioning my acetate in there for my windows. Okay, now I do normally use Fabri-Tac glue or something, but I haven't got any Fabri-Tac, and Jez from Digeza Creates mentioned that she used Collal for everything. Now this is very potent, this is a very strong smelling glue, so I don't recommend you use it if you suffer from things like that. But I'm just quickly going to use it to glue around the window to keep my acetate tight around the window, like so, and a little bit down the middle and around, because I am going to be sewing, and the sewing might catch some of the acetate or it might not, so I'm just using Collal to, oh, it is really strong smelling stuff. And now I'm just going to position my acetate over the windows and just press around where I glued. Okay, and I'm just going to use a bit more Collal now to stick this part of the backing. I am going to be sewing, so I just want to stick a little bit. I need it stuck, yeah, at the edge here, because that's going to be the opening of the pocket. So I need a little bit more glue there. So now I think I'll do it this way. The windows should match up. Yes, they do. I'm not too worried that you can see a bit of paper down here, the edging, because I can snip that off after we've sewn it. So I'm just going to press that around. Okay, and we have our windows, can you see? There they are. And if I close it now, okay, close it quite tight here to the, okay, put that in there. Lovely. I'm just going to use my bone folder to press all this down tight. You can see a little bit of the white there, but I'm not too worried from the underneath the backing. Okay, and now I'm going to get my machine and I'm just going to sew, not the opening because I want it to be a pocket, so I'm just going to sew around there. Even though it's folded, I am going to go down there and then along there. So I'm just going to do that after I've inked the front part here, because we're not sewing that bit. So I'm just going to ink the opening part of our pocket. like that, because that will be seen. And I'm going to go away sew now and come back and show you. Okay, I've sewn my pocket all the way around, and I'm just going to take my bone folder and press down my stitching at the back where the needle from the machine has gone through. I like to press that down so that it's quite flush. Okay, and then it feels much better, and if you're gluing it onto a page you haven't got that rough feel of the stitches happening on the page when you glue it down. I just like to have my stitches squished down. Right, so there's our pockets. Now for the decorating. Remember that one I used tracing paper. This one I've used acetate. So we need a cluster here. So I've already cut and prepared a few bits already. So I want some flowers. So I have got a few bits here. I think I might use that one for down the bottom here, and that's the gate that's been cut out of one of the square rectangle journal cards. I quite like that, and I cut close to the gate. I think it was in an archway, and I cut it out and close to the flowers, and I've just mounted that up. That might look nice there, or it might look nice on that one. Let's just decide in a minute. And this time I've cut out the teacup on the the journal, because of course we're journalers. So I'm going to, yes, I think I might do, let's switch them around and see. Let me see. I'm going to put some flowers on here and then decide. So I've cut out this one, which is from one of the floral background papers. So I've cut that one out, and I might put that there. And I've also cut the blue one out with one of the yellow flowers at the top. So I quite like that there. Now, do I like that one on it, or do I like that one on it? Not sure. Not sure at all. Let's put that one on. Do I need to switch the flowers around? This is what, do you do this? I'm terrible. I do this all the time. That might be better like that, and that might be better then. I maybe have that one on the top. No, it needs to be, the flowers need to be underneath. So, yep, that's a bit better. Is the balance right? Too much blue? Too much blue? Do I need flowers there and the journal there? I do quite like that. Marie, decisions. Decide and stick. Yep, let's just do that. Okay, so I'm going to stick them down now. Those ones I popped up on a bit of card, stuck to a bit of card so that they would pop up. But the flowers I've just cut out, and I'm going to glue them down. Okay, so they're going to be stuck there like that. And then I haven't quite decided yet, but I do like the flowers, so I'm going to stick them down. Okay, so let's go back to doing that. Yep, they look quite nice, and I've inked them. So I've inked them in that aged mahogany. So now I need to decide whether I want that one there and my journaling book with the cup of tea like that, or whether I want them like that. No, the other way. So I'm definitely going to have that one there and have that one like that. Yep. Right, so that one needs some glue. And the teacup needs to look like it's not going to tip over. It's the journal that's at an angle, not the teacup. And then my gate. Let's stick the gate there like that. Okay, right. Just make sure that they're stuck down. I can always stick them down a bit later, but I just want to make sure for now that they are stuck down. Right, so that's our clustering done. And now for the inside. So this one I use the leftovers of the circles, but I'm not going to in this new one. I'm just going to use something that can be seen through the acetate windows, and what I thought I'd use is this beautiful picture here. Now I've roughly worked out the size I need it to be to fit inside the journaling card, so I'm going to cut it out and see if it fits while that's drying. So I'm going to leave that to dry a minute. I'm going to bring my trimmer over again. Now I have marked with pencil, you may not see it, but I have marked where I need to cut as a starting point to see if it will fit in. It may need a bit more trimming off, so let's just have a look. It's about there, yeah. Right, so it may need a bit more trimming off, but that's beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful, beautiful. Let me get rid of those bits. Okay, so I'm just going to see if that fits in. And it does, but it's a bit snug. So I'm going to just trim off a little bit more from the edge, and I don't want to trim any more of the cottage, so I'm just going to trim off this end here. Let's try that. That should be enough now. Okay, so, oh yes, look at that, and you can just see, lovely, and it's the right length there, and you can just see some of the cottage through the windows. Lovely. So now I know that's the right size. Oh, I need a backing for it and a tab to fill it in and out with. Right, so leave that dry a bit more. So I need a backing for it now. And I did have a piece of scrap here in mind. Is it this side? No, let me see where I left it. Okay, it doesn't matter, I've got lots of pieces here. Let's go for the blue. Okay, so I'm going to stick those back to back. So let's have a look here. So my Pritt stick, let me turn that one over so you can see what I'm doing. Well, not that you want to see me do a bit of gluing. How boring is that? So Pritt stick in the middle, this is what I do. You may have your own way of gluing. And then some glue all the way around. This is how I do it. And don't stick it on the blue, Marie. I need to stick it on the white, so it's the backing. So let's go to the corner and stick that down. There we go. It's my cloth. There it is. Okay, lovely. Just going to turn it over Do the same on this side. Super duper. Now I'm going to trim that off, ink it, find a tab, and that one will be done. Okay, there we go. Right, so that's the backing. Now we need to ink. The glue is wet. Normally, you know, you'd wait for it to dry, wouldn't you? And it will harden once it's dry. So even though this feels a bit flimsy now, it won't when it's dry. It will be hard. And it will feel like card because it's got double the thickness of the paper. And I print on 120 GSM. So it will dry a bit thick, a bit hard. Okay, and now a tab. Let's see what we've got. Angela's sheet of tabs. Let's choose one. I'm going to go for the blue. Seem to be going for the blue, don't I? There's only one left now. Right, let me fold it in half. I'm going to fold it in half where the tab would be folded, and then I'm going to cut it out so that it will be even. It should be even then on both sides. In theory, doesn't always work out like that, but hey ho, we'll make it work. Okay, just, yep, right, ink around the tab, both sides. Find the centre of my journal card. So maybe tinsy bit there, so it will be about 3. So put a mark there, that's roughly halfway. Glue my tab. Oops. Oops. How are we doing for time, folks? Oh my goodness, 48 minutes, really? Do I talk that much? Ladies, if that's loads, please tell me if you're getting bored. Goodness, 48 minutes, gosh. Right, I wanted to show you the other one as well yet. Don't know if we'll have time. Is that tab straight? No. Let me just... God, this glue. Ew, come on. Okay, there we go. That'll have to do. Lovely. Right, that's the back. That's the front. And now our journal card should just fit in the pocket like so. Oh, it's getting caught in the back. There we go. And remember, it's still wet. It will be... Once these dry, they'll be nice and hard. There we go. Okay, folks, that's that one. And that was the one I made before with the tracing paper, which is like vellum. But actually, I quite like the one with the acetate windows. Lovely. So that's those two. Do you want me to show you the other one quickly? The one with the spinny... The one with the spinny. Right, what we need for this one is these here. So I've chosen, that's my acetate, can you see? So that's the acetate there. Right, I have chosen this one, one of the journaling cards, and I'm going to turn this into a tag. And how I'm going to do that is by cutting the corner off like that. So I'm just going to do that right now. So I'm just going to snip, take that one. So it was there. I'm going to flip it over to the other side, and I'm going to draw a line where I need to cut. So I flipped it over. So now it should be, she says, it should be the same cut on the other side. Let's have a look. Not bad, not bad. So it's looking more like a tag now, isn't it? Okay, so that's the main part, like this one. That's going to be the main backing. And if you can imagine that this is my swinging tag, it's going to be there. I think I might even move it up so it matches the top of the archway there, and that's the, and it's going to focus on those beautiful cushions, that little comfy cozy nook in the window there. So that's my idea for that one. So I've chosen my acetate for the window in a minute. I've chosen front, probably have that for the front of the tag and back of the tag. So what I need to do is I need to position my two pieces of paper together, because I want a front and a back, and I need to position the cutter, the die, where I want it to cut. Now these are going to leave a mark, aren't they? I wonder if I can use this just to, no, okay, I don't know why it's doing that, so I'm going to have to think about this. Really, I don't know. Please remember to tell me in comments below if you've got a trick, a tip on how I can keep my die there without it, right, without it tearing the paper. So I'm going to need to leave that one there. I know that I'm going to put something here or here. So I'm just going to see if this bit will hold down both of them, because I know I am going to put something there. Okay. And I will put it through my die cutter and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and this is my cutout tag, front and back. Let's just see if it will pull away this time. Oh, it did look promising, but it's just, oh my goodness. Right, I don't need those bits. Okay, but I do need, ooh. Okay, let's just gently, I'm just gonna gently, guys, peel this off and hope. Okay, that one's just, yay, fab. Right, let me just take them off my, so I don't lose those. That sticky bit is for the bin, if I can get it off my fingers. Right, that bit, the bit that we cut out on the inside, you can keep that, because of course that can be two tags at some point or another. And this is the bit that we need. Okay, and remember I'm going to put acetate in the middle there in a minute, and it's going to be positioned on here so that it swings. Right, so I'm going to ink around and the inside part, so I'm going to use a smaller blender this time. Okay, and I'm going to ink around the outside and the window part inside. Okay, I probably could do the edges at the end when the acetate is in. Let me just do the inside window. Okay, and there we go, that's the front. And now we need to do the back window. Okay, that's going to be the back. And we cut through both pieces of paper at the same time with them in position for front and back, so that's how they came out, so that's good, which helps make these tags. Okay, let me just go around the edge of it. Okay, oops, be gentle, Marie. The acetate, actually, if you've got the acetate almost inside the whole of the tag, it actually helps stabilise the tag, so that's good. Right, so now the window part, that's the back, that's the front. My acetate is here. Okay, so I'm just going to, it's way too big at the moment, so I'm just going to cut it down. It needs to be cut down about there. On that side, and it needs to be cut down about there on this side. Okay, I just gave it a little mark so that I could see where I am cutting. Okay, and that's, yep. Right, so again I'm going to use my collal to stick that in place. Okay, very carefully just go around the edge of the window. Is it coming out? Yep. Okay, alright. Put my acetate, oh gosh, can't see it. Put my acetate in place. Like that. Gently press down where I know the glue is. And now I'm going to put that front piece on, so I'm just going to glue all the way around there. Ooh. So I'm going to glue around there and around there, and then hopefully that is all covered, and I'm going to stick the front of the tag back on in place. There we go, like so. Okay, right, so that's my window. Now I want something to cluster it up with, so I'm going to put that on there where I know it's going to be positioned to swing. And I've got here already cut two things. I've got either a vase of flowers, which would be lovely seeing there's a vase of flowers there, or I've got a watering can with flowers. That's too big, I feel, so I'm going to, I think, put the, yeah, I'm going to put the vase of flowers there like that. So let's get my glue. put my vase of flowers there, like so. Okay, and then I'm just going to just wait for that a little bit to dry. I feel that can come down a bit. That's it there. Let me take that off the tag. Okay. Right, now we need to put a split pin or brad through for it to swing. So I've got my tag. I've got a piece of sponge here, and I've got an awl or a pokey tool, and I'm just going to go straight through. Let me get my pokey tool. And here we go. And we're going to go straight through. So I think it needs to come over a little bit. Nope. So I think about there, straight through, and got my split pin or my brad, and that's going to go straight through as well. Okay, it's a heart, so I'll make sure that's in the right place. End back on my pokey tool so I don't stab myself. And pull this away. I'm just going to turn that around so it's the right way. There we go. And turn it over and bend my split pin open, and then just press down on my cutting mat so it flattens it out, but it will still turn. There we go. And now I just need to back this to make it slightly sturdier. So I'm going to back it onto there. Wonder if it needs card. I'm just going to see if I've got some spare card. Doesn't look like I have. Not at hand. So I'm just going to do what I originally thought of and glue it onto there. So turn it over. Pritt stick. Okay. And then a bit of glue. Of course you can use any image from the kit. Just cut it into a tag shape, and of course you can make these tags out of the windows. You can make out of any shape. You know, if you haven't got dies, you can get you can make a square. You know, use your compass for a circle, as I said before. Draw around something. You can, you know, you can be creative. Oh, is that stuck? Be a bit creative with what you use. I'm just going to rub that bit of glue away. Stick this down. Okay, stick all that down so it's nice. There's my cloth. Okay. This is nice and flush, especially the edges. There we go. Okay, now I can trim around and ink. I might round corners of this one on the bottom there, because the inside tag is, the window tag is has got rounded corners. I might do that with the large tag. There. There. I think I will get my corner punch and round off these corners here. Oh, there we go. And now ink. Okay, and we should be finished. Just had a bit of something there. Just blew it away, blew it off. And this one here, turning over. Same on the back, just ink around. And there we have it. Just a few ways of using windows to make your tags or pockets more interesting. Okay, and think about using the tag in a different way. Don't just leave it as a tag. So let's just have a look. So this one is exactly the same way as this one, only we haven't hooked it onto anything. It can just be left like that, ready to put onto something. You could make a hole there, punch a hole, put a little eyelet in there, and then hang it with string or ribbon off the edge of a page, and it just adds a bit of interest. So we've got that one, which is made exactly the same way as that one, and then we've got the original one. Just makes the eye, doesn't it, focus on her. And that's the original tag. Lovely in itself, but a bit more interest. There she is. It just adds something, doesn't it? And here is the one created today with the same thought in mind. This one focuses on that lovely cozy nook there. And move it out the way, and there's the whole image. But it helps the eye focus in, so it gives a bit of interest, a bit of something. And then we have the two pocket windows, the one with tracing paper, and the one we did today with the acetate windows and the journaling card. So that one, and then the two that I did originally, that's with an envelope window, and these are just 3 circles cut out, clustered up, and then the tag inside with the 3 circles that match where the windows are. So it's just, you know, thinking a bit outside the box, thinking slightly imaginatively of how you can use things that you've got in the kit a different way. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Please like, comment below. Remember, all the playlist of all the collaborators will be listed below. Thank you for joining me. Sorry it's been a long one. But yeah, there we go. Look at all these goodies. See you soon. Bye.